What is up, Kangasghang? Eon here, and today I'm here with a Pokemon X and Y battle. Now, before I get into the battle, I'd just like to thank my friend Stu for recording the battle, otherwise it would just not be the greatest quality, but I wanted to give you guys some good quality, and I'm against a good friend of mine named TheFlawlessWin, and it was actually our second battle that we've ever had over Wi-Fi, and I just brought a random team that I figured would work well synergetically, and he actually has a structured team around an Ampharos, which I assume is his Mega Pokemon, just because it is the only potential Mega on the team, and why else would you bring an Ampharos, right? So, it is a very interesting battle, and I hope you guys enjoy it, because I hope you guys are ready for some great Pokemon battling. So I am issued a challenge by TheFlawlessWin, obviously, and I decided to lead off with Rotom because I figured that he's going to lead off with his Smeargle, as it is just kind of a staple lead when you do have Smeargle, and I have a Chesto Berry, so I'd be able to take the Spore, had he gone for the Spore if he wanted to, but he knows that, and he goes through the Stealth Rocks, trying to cripple my Volcarona early on in the game. However, I do have a spinner in the form of Starmie, but I do Volt Switch out of there just in case he did go for the Spore, so I could go to my Hydreigon and be able to threaten him out. Now, the fact that I have Hydreigon now makes it really easy for him to switch into a different Pokemon, and I didn't want to play around with predictions very early in the game, just because it is quite early and you don't want to misplay. So Dark Pulse is definitely the move that is the safest to go for on his whole entire team, as he brings in his Rotom Wash, and that takes that a lot better than a defensive Rotom would, so I'm assuming this is a specially defensive variant at this point. Just because Hydreigon has base 125 special attack and it is dark type stab, so I just keep going for it as I really have nothing else that's really worth switching into that wants to take damage from Rotom Wash. However, he does have an Ampharos, and I do not want to stay in with Hydreigon just in case he does Mega Evolve and just go for Dragon Pulse, or just go for Dragon Pulse in general like he does right here against my Aegislash. Aegislash is actually probably my best check or counter to this thing, just because I'm pretty sure it can't carry anything too threatening other than like Hidden Power Ground or Fire or Ghost. Something super effective that's Hidden Power type kind of thing against the Aegislash. So I figure that's probably the best thing to switch into, and I should probably keep it around for this thing. However, I know he's probably going to switch into his Smeargle, so I do go for the Sacred Sword this turn, and I'm able to take it out, so it cannot set up any more hazards, such as the Sticky Web, or go for Spore against me. So that was a pretty good play on my part. He could have gone into Excadrill as well, which is also what I predicted. However, I could have gone for the Shadow Sneak, and it would have been a free switch into a Smeargle, so Sacred Sword was easily the best play, considering it would have done a lot of damage to his Ampharos as well. Now, he does switch his Excadrill here, as he knows it is easily probably one of the best checks to Aegislash in the game right now, especially Air Balloon, just because Rapid Spinning with Air Balloon is actually really good. So, I do go into my shield form, just King Shielding, just to see what he's probably going to do. I wasn't 100% sure if he'd had, like, going for the Earthquake, or go for the Iron Head, just predicting it. And I'm able to get some leftovers recovery, as he does go for the Earthquake, I believe, that turn. I did not see, but I would assume he'd go for Earthquake, because there's really no reason not to. However, I go into my Hydreigon, predicting him to go for Earthquake again, just because there's really no reason to. And he does go for the Earthquake. However, I completely forgot about Mold Breaker. I forgot that Hydreigon's not, like, I knew it was a Dark Dragon type, but I don't know. For some reason, I just did not clue in that there was obviously Levitate there. So, I do bring in the Starmies. It does take on the majority of his team really well, especially with the Life Orb. So this is a timid Life Orb Starmie, max special attack, max speed. And I predict him to bring in the Gourgeist just because nothing else wants to take a Hydro Pump, as it does hit the majority of his team. So I actually go for the Ice Beam, and this Gourgeist takes it not that well, actually. And I do get the Freeze, unfortunately, for... Excuse me, I had to burp there. Unfortunately for him, I get the Freeze, which kind of sucks, and may have mattered a little bit according to my game plan. But either way, if I didn't get the Freeze, then I would have just played around it a little differently. It's just the fact that I got a Freeze, it allowed me to make some more beneficial plays. So I just go for the Ice Beam again. He is not able to unthaw the first turn, as he did go, what am I trying to say? He went before me, so he obviously went for a priority attack, and that's probably Shadow Sneak. So that would have done a significant amount of damage to my Starmie, considering I am a Psychic type and weak to Ghost. But he brings in his Rotom Wash, thinking he can maybe take a hit, considering he is especially defensive, but he definitely does not as Thunderbolt's neutral. It's a Starmie, guys, come on. Rotom Wash is at, like, barely yellow health. It could have been in red. That's how low it was. It was basically borderline red. That's how crazy it was. But I know that he's going to go for a U-turn here with this Talonflame, knowing that I want to preserve my Starmie. So I go into my Volcarona, knowing I can easily take that. And even though he's probably going to U-turn, I don't really need Volcarona this battle, just because I'm probably not going to have the most opportune time to Rapid Spin throughout this battle, even with his Gourgeist gone, just because his team provides so much offensive pressure on my team. So he's able to get in his Ampharos, and I'm not going to play around with this thing. Even though it is a bulky Pokemon sometimes, I'm able to go for the Bug Buzz on it just to try to get some damage on it. I should have predicted this Talonflame switch in. I really should have. Oh well, what can you do, really? I didn't want to mess around with that thing because if it Mega Evolved and did something, like, I don't really know how to play around it. So I figured damage is damage. Might as well get it off. However, he does just take out my Volcarona with a Flare Blitz, which is fine by me because now I'm able to switch in my Aegislash, and at this point I have a game plan. Thankfully, Gourgeist is gone, so Starmie is going to have a very nice time. And the fact that he goes for Flare Blitz on my Aegislash, and the fact that I did not King Shield, is because I want him to kill my Aegislash right now. And you're thinking, Eon, he has a Mega Ampharos on his team, and you want to sack your one check to it? Really? Yeah, I do. Because as you can see, Talonflame is in the yellow right now, meaning that if I get Stealth Rocks up later on in the game, it is gone. So I'm able to switch in my check, which is Rotom Wash, and definitely scare it out, and I'm able to go for a Hydro Pump on his entire team, considering he has Talonflame, Ampharos, and Excadrill left, and he is not in his Mega form, so he does not resist Hydro Pump yet, because Mega Ampharos, as you see, with its long flowing hair, nice shampooed hair, has a Electric and Dragon typing, which is actually pretty cool. And it also has Mold Breaker, obviously right there. So he goes to the Dragon Pulse. I'm pretty sure that with Rotom Wash's bulk, considering I am a defensive Pokemon even, I will barely be able to live that, which I do. I'm able to get off a Volt Switch, which is just some nice chip damage to get off on this beast of a Pokemon. I do believe I go out into my Mamoswine this turn, as I believe this is an opportune time in order for me to get up some Stealth Rocks in order to prevent Talonflame from coming back in the game. And I'm able to threaten this Ampharos either way, and whether or not he switches out or not, I definitely have a good chance of being able to take on this thing. I figured he would probably Dragon Pulse here just because, A, he probably predicted me to go for an Ice move, like Ice Shard or something like that. B, he wants to get rid of that threat as soon as possible. So this gives me a really, really good chance for me to go into Starmie, because I can take him out with an Ice Beam now. Talonflame is not a problem just because it can die from Stealth Rocks, and all he has left now after this Ampharos died, or Mega Ampharos rather, is his Excadrill. So basically me winning or losing was dependent on this Hydro Pump, and I was a little scared. I was like, Hydro Pump, you better not miss on me. Even if I missed, I pretty much won the game already, but still, I do get the Hydro Pump hit, and I'm able to kill the Excadrill, which was really nice, because Hydro Pump can sometimes miss on some of the most critical times in the match, and I was able to get it off. And as you can see, this Talonflame will not be able to take those Stealth Rocks, scratching it up, taking its soul, and just destroys it, and it is not able to finish in the battle because it is 4 times weak, and it will take 50% upon switch in, and it was below 50%. I'm EonBlitz47. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle I gave you guys today. Make sure to check out my channel. I post Pokemon battles, X and Y, obviously. I post Pokemon Showdown lives and Pokemon Online lives. I do GFX art, and I do some pretty cool moveset vids on Pokemon. So I give you basically a breakdown on the Pokemon and some movesets that are pretty viable in the game. So I hope you guys enjoy your day. Subscribe to Kangasghang for more, and peace, guys.